Don't adjust your sets. This is a West Ham channel, not talking about Declan Rice for about 35 minutes. Please bear with me. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. Tonight we're doing something a little bit different. It's the Away Day Awards show. So we're going to go through a number of categories from the away days we've been on this season and give our thoughts, answers and awards out. So I've drafted in... he cost a lot of money, so please enjoy him. A man that went to every single Premier League and European away game last season. The perfect man for the job. Rich Dodds. Doddsy, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, Jake. Thanks for the invite, mate. Yeah, 61 games that normally I'd say at the end of the season, why did I bother? But obviously the last game made the icing on the cake. So yeah, some good trips. It's not about the game, it's always about the journey.
Of course it is. Oh, of course it is. And yeah, of course. Well, we don't usually be able to end a season, end a sort of series of away days saying, well, we won a European trophy this year, so well, it's all worth it in the end, isn't it?
Champions in Europe, mate. They'll never sing that.
You'll never sing that. Next season's gonna be class.
Every game.
Yeah. Tottenham away on a Tuesday night in December, but we'll be there anyway. Be there anyway.
Don't care.
Phil, thanks for joining us, mate. Kent as well. Kent, I'm sure you can put in a fair few of these answers as well from the ones you've been on as well. James, hope you well. European champions, we certainly are, and we're going to keep living it. We're going to keep milking it for as long as we possibly can. Now we are going to get on to the first category, so feel free to put your answers to these categories and questions in to the live chat, and we will start, Rich, with best atmosphere of the season. I'll let you go first on this one.
Yeah, so like I say, it's been a bit of a season. So I suppose the best one for me was the last one, which was Leicester, because it was just an absolute party atmosphere, and the Leicester fans just could not cope with us, absolutely taking the proverbial out of them the whole game. And they've got that song and chant whenever they score a goal. So as they scored the goal,
it didn't take long for us to do that, did it?
No, 3,500 of us doing that every single minute, and it was a party atmosphere. We didn't care about the result. We knew we had a European final coming up. So yeah, it was good, and I was lucky enough to be at Man City when they lifted the trophy a couple of 3 years back when we played them. So I've seen someone be relegated, which isn't us, and someone lift a trophy. I was going to say which isn't us, but it is us now, isn't it?
It is us.
What we do.
It is us.
It's, as David Moyes would say, it's what we do. We lift trophies. So, yeah, Leicester hands down. They just did not get us. They did not get our humour whatsoever, and it was so funny. And the more they got annoyed, the worse we got, and it was just brilliant. Yeah, Leicester for me, mate. What about you?
Yeah, for me, I think it was a toss up between Leicester and Forest right well back at the start of the season, because I can remember going to Forest, and equally, if not, I think it was a hotter day that day at Forest. It was absolutely roasting, and it was their first home game since 1999 or something, and they were well up for it. It was all four corners as well, and I turned it down and went, this is a proper atmosphere. It's a toss up between those two. I'm going to give an award to Leicester later on, so I'm going to go for Forest, but both of them have got to be up there.
Yeah, Forest. And I've got a few, my postman who delivers all my West Ham tickets, who gets very annoyed. He's a Forest fan, and he was telling me it's like that every home game in the first season. Fair play to them, because I think that's what kept them up in the end, was their fans. They were, fair play. Great fans, great fans. Look forward to it again next year.
Bang on. Oh, definitely. Let's take some more of your comments. Thanks for joining us. West Ham European champions, we most certainly are. Canning Town Lane, hope you well, mate. Doddsy is winning the most signed photos given away on the Continent Award. Canning Town Lane, look, there it is. He's still there. Look at that. See?
What an artist Canning Town Lane is. And some of those
as well somewhere. If I keep turning around, he's up there as well. There he is.
Some of those, and he stays up. He'll get an idea and he'll stay up for the night, won't he? And he'll just draw it, and then it's just unbelievable. Very good. Yeah, he's a great artist. I'll give him that.
Some of them ones from Prague were brilliant. Just beats Forest away. Says that. Here we go. We've got Leicester fan champions of England. You'll never sing that. All right.
Fair point. Probably right as well.
Yeah, you are right. So best for each. Kent's going Bournemouth for the league and Prague for Europe. Phil says early parts of the season feels like a lifetime ago. Forest away was class. Also it was. I enjoyed it. Even though we lost. See? How can you enjoy an away day when you lose it? Some people say. OG
and when we were robbed as well. robbed by VAR and a refereeing decision.
I
But
tell
anyway.
you what, we were sat on the right-hand post, and no word of a lie, we had that free kick that hit the bar from Ben Rama and penalty as well, right in front of us. Oh dear, the things we do, eh?
The memories are coming back.
They are. Right, let's move on. The next category we're going to go for is most fan trouble at a game this season.
Right.
This is a fun one.
Well, obviously Alkmaar in Europe was interesting. And the funniest bit about that, I would say that 90% of the crowd didn't even know the trouble was going on until about 5 minutes into it. But I suppose I can't not mention the Crystal Palace, which I was involved in. And before I say anything, not involved in the trouble, where one of the people who were with us decided to walk in the middle and the police horse run him over, and he caused a mass riot. Now, of course, for those of you who don't know, the guy in question, it was never his fault. He did nothing wrong until we saw about 15 videos which proved he was guilty as charged and just walked into the middle of it. Safe to say he's safe now, but we do call him the horse whisperer. And he was in Prague, and everybody recognised him, and it was good fun. So, yeah, I would say Crystal Palace, because it was getting quite lively. There was a Crystal Palace fan giving us a lot of, jib, which is what they're entitled to do in the ground. Unfortunately, he walked outside right into the middle of the West Ham fans who didn't take lightly to it. So, battens were drawn, police horses were out. But, yeah, Crystal Palace and Alkmaar for the obvious reasons.
Yeah, I could just remember being home because we didn't go to that one. So it was a 12:30 on a Saturday, wasn't it, early doors? And and I was sat there watching and going, okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
Ian Kemp, for those of you who don't know, he'll watch this and he'll go, oh, thanks, Dante. Yeah, thanks for bringing it back up. The horse whisperer.
Bringing it all back up again. I struggled on this one because I was just thinking about it before we came on, and I can't remember too many stages. Man United, as always, the last sort of couple of years, there's been a bit of handbags outside in most games, but to be fair, yeah, Alkmaar's got to get it for the obvious reasons. There was a bit of ag outside Leicester, I think the last day as well.
Yeah, there was. Yes. Yeah, there was. And obviously, for trouble, we had the famous incident that Len captured so well in that picture, didn't he? When the Chelsea stroke Wimbledon fan.
Yeah. Had to be Chelsea.
But for definite in Europe, if you leave the West Ham people alone, they cause no trouble. Sit and drink all day, have a great time, leave them alone. But you poke them, and they will retaliate. And so not really too much trouble. Yeah, there's always flares up, and you always hear bits and pieces, but nothing too much.
No. Because last season there was a bit of Man United, there was a bit of Southampton in the cup as well. There's always a bit of flying around.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Gary, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I hope you are well, mate. So yeah, Kent's going Alkmaar away. I think that is fair enough. Moving on then, we will go on to the next category: nicest home fans of the season. Then, Rich.
Now, this is going to be a bit of a weird one. Pre-season friendly, Glasgow Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, they absolutely treated us like royalty. Invited us into their pubs. And, I mean, we think we're mad as West Ham fans. These Rangers fans, the pubs you go into, and obviously they've got, a lot more history than us. It's plastered on the walls, but they treated us like we were their own. Now, obviously, there's the Rangers-Celtic divide and everything like that. And they made sure that we didn't go anywhere near the Celtic fans. They were very adamant about that. But honestly, we arrived into Scotland, in Glasgow, at about 7 o'clock. We were in the Witherspoons by 8, and the Rangers fans were all there in joining us and just made us, absolutely hands down. I could recommend that to anyone from West Ham, because I know there is a bit of rivalry. I think they don't particularly like Man United and Liverpool fans because of the religious connotations and the royal family. I didn't realise they're more passionate about the royal family than we are up there. They really believe in the union. So, yeah, absolutely hands down. Rangers. Yeah, brilliant.
I didn't think of that one. Yeah, because they're always, they've always been good to us, and of course, I think there was a decent relationship formed when I think a lot of West Ham fans sold their plane tickets and all sorts for the Europa League final. So that was, that sort of contributed to it as well. But I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah. What about yourself? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I think Newcastle the season before, we didn't go up last season, but they're always a good bunch out there, the Geordies. Sometimes they can be a little bit out there, but I don't know. Villa, a couple. I can remember outside Villa. I think we were back at the services. A few came up to us after and went, "Oh, that wasn't a very good game, was it?" And we were like, "No, it weren't, mate. It was not a good game at all." But yeah, there's none that have really stuck out to me too much this year. But yeah, I go Villa.
There was
nice
you're right. You're right about Newcastle. Newcastle are really good.
Mm.
There was a little bit of trouble, if I remember rightly, outside after the Newcastle game. But the fans, they just like to party. You know,
Yeah.
you get up there on a Saturday. If you're playing on a Saturday about say 12 o'clock, it's as if they're going out to a wedding. They're all dressed up.
Mm.
It's a massive night out, and they enjoy themselves. And again, they look after you and everything. So yeah, they're good, mate. They are good.
Yeah.
Villa was funny because Villa was when we scored, and we were awful. Didn't deserve. Didn't deserve
awful game. Well,
awful game. And look, where I was stood, and you probably heard this, you could just see thousands of them with 15 minutes ago streaming back out down that road towards the roundabout and everything. And it was like, oh my God. Yeah,
Villa was definitely a memorable one because I can remember we were right up in the top right hand corner where you can't see a thing. You were just down a bit, like right on the side, on the right hand side. And we were, if we stood up, we couldn't see anything, so we had to like flick around. Oh, flipping out.
Yeah, some bad ones like that.
To be fair, I absolutely.
Oh, I seem to have lost you, Jake, there. Oh, I seem to have lost you. God, you keep going. I'll test the difference. How can you hear me? Is that better? No, I've lost you. Lost the sound, mate.
What's going on here? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We'll try that. What's that? Right, I'm back now. Right. We'll try and get Rich back. But until then, Kent says, I'll go Rangers. They were fantastic. Welcomed us. Couldn't go. But yeah, go there again in a heartbeat. They always seem to be. There we go. That was my fault, not your fault.
That's right. Canning Town then will tell you I'm not a technical wizard, that's for sure.
Don't worry about it. Fan trouble. Jake not buying me the promised hot chocolate. Violence afterwards at the service. Now this was Wolves away because Dad couldn't go, so I went with Gary. I did buy one, but I think I promised a large one, and they didn't have any large cups because we were in the services where there was a coster at each end. And at one end they didn't have any large cups, but they did at the other. So they told us to walk to the other end of the services to buy a large hot chocolate, and we said no, sod that. We'll have a medium one there. I think you did get one, didn't you, Gary? I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, Wolves away, not that one. That was awful. That was absolutely awful. And let's have a look at it. Newcastle was my favourite away day all round. Very good. Right, I'm back now, loud and clear. Good stuff. Right, let's move on. Next up. I like this one. Best stadium food of the season. Rich, you struggled on this one.
Yeah. So it's a bit like the London Stadium. I don't tend to buy much food, not judging by the size of me. You think I'd be eating all the time and everything. But I suppose the best food, which is a little bit naughty, we're in Fireborg away in Europe, and it was absolutely freezing. And of course, I dressed for the occasion in a pair of shorts. And a Lacoste polo top, and it was -2 and -3. Even the old ICF boys were looking at me as if to say, "Is this boy right in the head?" Like, and everything like that. But anyway, so we were cold. There was about 8 or 9 of us. I just saw a door to the right of the stadium. It looked easy just to open and walk in. So we walked in, very casual, and they went, "Hello, can we help you?" We said, "We're West Ham," because we saw the UEFA badges and everything. So it was a UEFA VIP area. So there's 8 and 9 of us all sat in there. And we were okay until we started to eat their beautiful food, a little bit of steak, a little bit of potatoes and all that lot. And it was at that point you could just see the gentleman from UEFA came over and said, "Excuse me, could you leave?" And we went, but we're West Ham. "No, you're West Ham fans. You're not West Ham." "Oh, okay." And we politely left. But that was definitely the best food. What about you, Jake? What's your favourite one?
I don't tend to eat in a stadium too much. We try because prices and the rest of it. But there is 2 that stuck out to me, and one that makes me laugh quite a lot is because Dad didn't actually get into Bournemouth. I got in, but Dad didn't, so he was just like walking around the place. And it was quite last minute, and I can remember I hadn't had any lunch, and for whatever reason I didn't go down before. So I went down about half time. So what was it? 3 o'clock, right? Burger, £4.50. Happy days. So a bit of that, right? So got to the till. And everyone, because this was when the one more year came out,
Yes.
and everybody was partying around the place, jumping up and down, go one more year, Declan Rice. And then 3 o'clock struck. And I don't know if you remember or not, everybody's phone started buzzing off. Everyone's looking at their phone. What's going on here? Oh, government alert. Oh, what's this? What the effing hell is that? Came round. And I was like, please can I have my burger? There we go. I got my burger. It was very nice. Now, if you know me, you know I like good food. It had nice cheese, a nice brioche bun, which is always a win. Nice thick burger, and I tell you what, it was very, very nice for the price. Very, very good. Very good Bournemouth. And as well, the pie in Leicester on the last day as well. That was very nice. I had a steak and ale pie in the ground at Leicester. That was nice as well. So I haven't been dealt too much bad food this season. Terry, who comes with us, cannot join us tonight. But he has given his thoughts on this one. He said away day was definitely chips and curry sauce to Goodison Park. Do you remember that little fan part bit we were in?
Yes, it's good, the fan part.
Goodison, yeah, he said overall the London Stadium hot dog was epic. That was good. But yeah, away day food, chips and curry sauce. I know I had bacon top chips or something, and there was a bit of a party going on at Everton away until the football started, wasn't there?
Yeah, God, that was another awful game, wasn't it? Everton. We could just name every game, really. Awful, awful. Yeah, Everton was particularly awful as well. So, and we had we met some of the lads I know who are Everton fans. And do you remember? And we said, "Who's the striker up front? Put your money on him." Came from Brighton. Put your money on him to score. He always scores against us. They put the money, so they not only won, they won 70 quid on the bet as well. So they were happy. So. Awful.
Gary's got a good point actually. Wolves was very, very good. We got a burger outside, and I think that was about £4.50 as well. That was very. I tell you what, it's all coming back to me now because I think Gary had a hot dog, and I had a cheeseburger, and that was very good. Arsenal food's most expensive. Well, there we go. They like charging high prices, but they don't like putting it on the table, do they?
No, not at all. Not when it comes to us and rice. No,
definitely not.
For sure.
Kent says Bournemouth away, all homemade, only place I eat. Is it? Oh, I did like it. But you never got to speak to the West Ham bus driver at Bournemouth for 20 minutes. No, but I watched the football, and it was very good. Yeah, it was very good. Spurs food, to be fair, as much as we regret to say it, I had a nice pulled pork hot dog, I think. To be fair, it's all coming back to me now. We haven't had too bad food this season. See, this is the category I'm most passionate about, food.
Yeah, you do well on that.
Yeah, it's the only reason I go. Right, let's get on to the other ones then. Right, next up, we've got plenty to choose from here. Worst Premier League away day.
Right, well, there's two that spring to mind.
Same.
Tottenham was definitely the one because we just did not turn up. But the worst one was Brighton. Brighton away, 4-0. I still to this day don't know whether they were just so good or, as I do believe, we were crap. I think you were there, Jake, and you remember just spending most of the time watching me because I spent most of the game just having nice arguments with their fans because I was just so bored. It was so awful. It was just awful, Brighton away. And although Brighton's a lovely ground and it's a lovely place to go, and if it's lovely weather, you get down to the seafront from the train station, free parking, train it in and all that lot, getting out's a nightmare. And to lose 4-0 and watch that rubbish and then spend about 2 hours waiting to get away from the place, it's just a nightmare. So, yeah, I would say Tottenham was close, but Brighton was the worst. But the Tottenham one, those are the games you want them to just turn up and smash them and really go for it. Win, lose or draw. Take Chelsea on, take, Tottenham on and everything like that. But it was, but Brighton, 4-0, it still haunts me now. It's like someone tipped the pitch down towards us and they just kept on coming down the attack after attack, wasn't it? So,
in every aspect, that had to be the worst Premier League away day. From the food outside, oh my God. It was about, what was it, Dad? It was about £10 for about 4 chicken nuggets and a few chips. And Christ, and then we got in and it was even worse. I just sit there, and as you know, Rich, I just had to sit there and oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. It was awful. Yeah, Brian, hands down.
We can all sort of have a laugh at it now, but I can remember walking out thinking, flipping out, we are in the sugar now, because that was when even the most positive went, we're in a relegation battle, where we are deep in a relegation battle, and I can remember walking out and few people saying that's the worst performance I've ever seen from West Ham, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did the park and ride with Gary with this one, and yeah, because we came with you last year, didn't we? And we had that big long wait at the train station, but yeah, we had a bit of a wait afterwards at the bus stop. But to be fair, that was the only good part of it. Free park and ride, and we went with all the 70-year-old Brighton fans, and yeah, we love life for that part of it.
Yeah,
that's when the fun stopped. Yeah, that is when the fun stopped. Best Premier League away day then. Now, very few to choose from. Now, there's a couple I've got in mind.
Yeah, Rick? Go on, you go first. Go on, you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's between, well, we only had 3 away wins all season in the Premier League, didn't we? Something like that. Yeah. I think it was Villa. Chris, who else did we beat? Villa?
Villa, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Oh, who was the other one?
Villa, Bournemouth. I'm trying to think, Villa, Bournemouth. God, you can't
Fulham.
Fulham, yes. Yes.
Moyes out banner day, that was.
Yes. I can remember. We only had 3 wins. We can't remember them and everything like that. So. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Leicester and Bournemouth for the 2 away days. For Leicester for the other. Bournemouth was just, I didn't see that coming. Just did not see that coming. You know, you stood there going, and we did the Declan Rice song probably for the first time, give or take, which was good as well. So, and of course for us, Jake, very local.
Very local.
So we got home at a reasonable time.
Yeah. I think I left I think it was last minutes of the Bournemouth. We left at 12 o'clock for a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely. Fantastic, isn't it?
Down there by 1:10.
That's it, yeah.
We're laughing. We were laughing.
I was happy with that one. So yeah, those would be the 2. Obviously, I'm not going to bring the European games in at the moment because they go without saying, you know, because they were, you know, to not lose, only draw 1. You know, and when you think about it, over the last 2 years, you know, we've lost a couple, or 1 or 2, and drawn 1. You know, it's been phenomenal. So those trips, they just speak for themselves, which is why I'm disappointed with the ban. You know, I get the ban. You know, absolutely. You know, throw a vape, you're going to get what you get and everything. But for me, just disappointing because that's the first thing. As soon as he lifted that trophy, I thought 4 more, minimum of 4 more European trips, and you can't beat them. But yeah, Leicester and Bournemouth. For those reasons, I would say good game. Yeah, good game.
Yeah, Leicester and Bournemouth is a toss-up. I'm just gonna go for Leicester because I think that's the best time I think I've ever had in a football stadium. It was just insane, and I think it epitomised West Ham fans as well, that game, because you know we'll never get a game like that again. And you know I was thinking about this on the way back. Those circumstances will never arise again. Like honestly, on the last day of the season, we were safe just about in a final, so we didn't give a damn. Yeah. Leicester had to win and hope on other teams. So when they scored, it didn't flipping matter. So we were celebrating and they won. And just those set of circumstances were just so funny.
Then again, because they'd lost, sorry, Jake, because they lost, it was weird. They were waiting, which we didn't realise, the Leicester players. And as soon as they'd lost and gone down, they walked off the pitch, didn't do a lap of honour. So as you said, all the fans ended up coming out together, which I don't think the police were ready for as well and everything. So again, all the banter was going on, and you know, and the shirts were thrown into the things, didn't they?
Oh yeah, because what happened is because they sort of like stayed in the centre circle, and then they expected them to walk round, and they didn't. And then all of a sudden, like because we just stopped. I mean, I can remember we were right at the top and we were just stopped on the stairs. I've never seen anything like it. People didn't want to leave. We were just in there going like say hello to Millwall. People didn't want to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. Like K Sarah, whatever will be. You're going to Coventry. Oh, brilliant. West Ham, honestly, I'm sure all fans are the same, but to me, the West Ham fans, some of the stuff I hear at the away and the home games, I just cry. You know, they think of they're very quick. Yeah. So, brilliant.
Yeah, just every aspect of that game. You know, the pub before was good.
It was lively, wasn't it?
It was lively in there, because you got taken a mick out of a bit because your tractor, as some of your mates were calling it, you couldn't find anywhere to park it.
Absolutely, mate. That's the Carrot and Booze boys. They're always going on about my pathy. Have you had your pathy? Yeah, bloody hell.
But no. Overall, from the chants, from the just 1-0 down, we were a bit like, oh, this is dampening the spirit a bit. And then we worked out that they were going to go down, whatever happened, if the result stayed as it was at Goodison Park. So they scored a second goal, and we went, oh well, and they were
of course. there was some false information going out, wasn't there? Like that someone had won, lost, and they were all getting excited and then dampened. So yeah, no, it was. And to be honest, Leicester do my head in a little bit, you know. So I was quite happy to, you know, Jamie Vardy he just wanted to score all the time. I think he'll be phenomenal in the Championship.
Your
but thank God
wife
he's
is
in
a
the
grass.
Championship. Yes,
Your wife is a grass.
They got so annoyed with that as well, didn't they?
I know
Of
they
all
did.
the songs we were singing, they got really annoyed. Like so yeah,
They
it won't be sad to
were,
not go there next year.
Yeah, oh, definitely. They were seriously angry, but they started coming back with Jamie Vardy. He's worth more than you.
Yeah.
Then we were like, Jamie Vardy, you're still going down.
Going down. Brilliant.
It was just brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Right, let's take some more of your comments and see what you guys are saying for the best Premier League away day then. Sean says Villa away now looks the best, but were they managed by Gerrard? It was Gerrard. They were dreadful at the time. We were dreadful. Yeah. They were dreadful. And I can remember a sort of element of relief there as well, because I think that was our 4th game of the season and we'd lost 3 on the bounce. Man City, Forest, Brighton, and we couldn't go 4 on a bounce without a point on the board. And I can remember Moyes walking over at the end, and there just seemed to be a bit of relief there. And it was the worst possible start. It was a fluky goal, and in the end, you know, we all sort of had a party to it at the end. But we didn't know it was going to continue on all season, did we? Terry says Forest away, strangely crazy atmosphere, great game, despite the 1-0 loss. Leicester was immense for the lulls, it just was. Yeah, we'll come on to European ones in just a second, but Jack, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Christian says, evening guys, 15 days later and I'm still celebrating. We all are. We all are for sure. United away in the cup up there as well. Well, I didn't get invited to that one, so I can't possibly comment. We took 7,000 up there at £46 a ticket, Rich. A good one for you or not?
Yeah, Man United was good. Derby in the cup was good as well.
Yeah,
Man United is always good because you don't. I think that's what made the final special, wasn't it? You did not expect to win. You know, you might in the back of your head go, "Well, we could win this," but deep down you thought, "No." Same as Man United. When you go to Man United and like Tottenham and Chelsea, and you just sneak those 1-0 wins and really get under their skin. That's the best bit. You get under their skin because, you know, we know what we are. We know we're massive. They get annoyed with us and everything. So, yeah, Man United, it was, it was good. Yeah, they're always good.
Kent agrees as well. Derby away was good. Also, hadn't been there for a World Cup atmosphere. It was great. I wasn't invited to that one either. So, I'm racking up quite a list here. Martin Ever One says 3 on the list already I wasn't invited to. So, I mean, there's no offense taken, but me and Terry are just going to go on our own next year when we're not invited to these games. Terry says Villa away was awesome. Sat by a lake in France trying to get a signal by waving my phone around like a nutter. Well, yeah, that's one you missed, wasn't it? That was one you missed, Terry. A win, an actual win. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Right, next up, best European away trip then. Well, is it a toss up between 2 or are you going to throw in a curveball, Dotty?
Well, no, I mean the final will, you know, it just speaks for itself. So if we put that to one side for obvious reasons, I think Silkeborg and Viborg were just unreal because I forget in which order we did. I think it was Viborg first and then Silkeborg.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and of course all the lads are going. Look, I ain't by far the only one, and people do some amazing trips. You you sit there and the thousands of miles they do. But I think in Viborg was about might be a bit more, 450, 500, and then one of them had 350. But Denmark was just quaint. And I think it was the Silkeborg one where who was the ex-Blackburn player who owned a pub? And he just invited us into his pub. And there's about 400 or 500 of us there. And it was just crazy, absolutely crazy. And some of the German ultras had joined us who are half West Ham and half not West Ham. And they were just mental as well. So, honestly, the away days in Europe, every single one of them has been fantastic. The people and friends that you meet and the stories, which unfortunately, because your dad is moderating this site, we can't talk about. They're just
you crack on.
Yeah, you crack on. They're just unbelievable, the lengths they go to. But yeah, I would say Viborg, Silkeborg, but the obvious one is the final. But they've all been good. I implore... there's loads of, it's a bit like the Whitehorse final, and there were 6 million people there. I'd be gobsmacked if in Prague there wasn't 50,000 plus. That fan zone was rammed. The square was rammed. The Ironworks Tours was rammed. Yeah. You know, the pubs around, never mind all the people back home who were watching it and everything. And it meant so much. So obviously the final, hands down. To see 6,000 to 8,000 grown people crying at the final whistle is a sight unseen. So yeah, but yeah, Viborg and Silkeborg, weird. Denmark's just brilliant, just so brilliant. So yeah, and that's the beauty of the European Conference, that these Tottenham and Chelsea and all those idiots don't get. And I've got a couple of Liverpool fans who were looking forward to dropping down into it so they could go to different places.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds weird to say, oh, Barcelona, but you've done it 4 or 5 times. It's not the same. Yeah. You know, so, you know, to go back to Ghent, which was Genk, or is it Genk as Ghent? You know, 2 different ones on the Belgium was good. So, yes, Anderlecht, wow. I could, all of them. But, yeah, Viborg and Silkeborg were definitely the ones for me.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's take some of your comments and see what you. The toilet lady in Amsterdam. I've heard about this. I have heard about this for sure. But I'm just awaiting a video to load up because I've got something to show, Rich. But before I do that, it does go in Amsterdam, but never one I weren't invited to. But I'm gonna stop mentioning that now. But no, it just looks like they've been immense, and I might see you somewhere next year, Rich. So. I can maybe buy you. Maybe I can buy you a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Here we are live in Amsterdam, and I've got my mate Doddsy with me. I'm going to ask him for a score prediction for tonight.
So, score prediction for tonight, I reckon that we will win 2-0. 2-0 is what I'm thinking. I'm hearing Antonio will be playing, although he's injured and everything like that. But the biggest prediction I'm going to say is we're going to have some beers. Come on, you Irons.
Anyway, Jake has offered this discount.
Oh, a nice discount. Thanks, Jake. How much have I got?
Oh, you got 50% off your next Diet Coke.
50% on my next Diet Coke. Thank you, Jake. You're a star. Come on, you Irons.
Did you drink plenty of beer? Oh, you're empty now.
Oh, I'm running low now, mate. I think in Prague I only had about 8.5 hours sleep in 4 days, and we continuously drank the whole time. As I say, do you know what? I don't know how I do it. I lose 1 or 2 pounds in weight whenever I come back because I don't. Damien, my mate, will tell you I don't tend to eat when I go away, but do I drink? Yeah, like we all do. When they shut all the pubs down in Prague when at 2 a.m. when we all came back. Luckily, all the West Ham lads had been to the off licence and just stripped them of all the cans of beers, and they were all in the squares. And it was like they're all our beers; they're not just mine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. Oh, we drink some beer, unfortunately, Jake. So hopefully you never get over the age of consent for drinking, because you're just going to have to come with us. And you know what your dad's like. You know, he likes a beer or two, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm going to have to be the responsible adult here next year.
Absolutely. We need someone to look after us.
Exactly. Right, we've got 4 left, Rich, and one that we were umming and ahhing about before is one that you mentioned. Best opposition player you've seen on an away day.
Oh, well, I say on an away day is, and he didn't play too well against us, but Haaland. Haaland, oh my God. I go back, I know it's away, but going back to the home one, I remember Dawson, and, love Dawson to bits. What a player and everything. I hope when he comes back next year, we give him the applause he deserves. And hopefully, which I heard they have, they're going to give him a medal because he deserves a medal for the European final, because he deserves that. Yeah. But I remember watching Dawson look at Haaland, then look back and go, where's he gone? Haaland had just gone off like a rocket. He's just a machine. He's like a baby shark. All he does is eat and make up a shark. All he does is score and score goals. That's all he does, Haaland. He is an amazing player. And to think they only got him for about 60 million, with the clause, the buyout clause is unbelievable. So, I would definitely say Haaland. There's, Casemiro for Man United was pretty impressive, but nothing compared to Paqueta. Nothing compared to Paqueta. But yeah, Casemiro was quite good, or very good to be fair. And McAllister, who played for Brighton, I've got to say, I said what I saw of him was he was very good as well. So I like De Gea as the best one because he just let that goal trickle right in. That was my favourite pick because even I could have stopped that.
We could have all stopped that. I'm going to go for a Brighton player as well. I'm going to go for Mitoma. I can just remember standing there and watching him absolutely rip Ben Johnson a new one for 90 minutes, just relentlessly, so often. And it's not good memories, don't get me wrong, but he absolutely taught us a lesson that day, and he was superb. And Mitoma, another one of those great signings, Brighton have made fair play to him. And all I'm going to say is I hope we don't meet them at some point somewhere in Europe, because that'll be the end of our European campaign.
It will be. Imagine that in the final, Brighton, West Ham. It could be Liverpool, West Ham, in the final in Dublin.
Dublin,
Wow.
exactly. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Rage, what we're going to do is if we get through the group stages, Bristol to Dublin, 50 quid flights, we're getting on it. We're going to do it.
We're there. We're done, mate. Easy, isn't it? Easy.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
3 left. Best story of the season.
Oh, best story of the season. Well, I'll go back to the Horse Whisperer again, with Crystal Palace, because it was so funny because, like I say, we got back to our car after the game, didn't know anything about it, didn't know where he is. He moans the whole time. He's such a miserable negative. You know, even when we beat Bournemouth 4-0, he was still moaning about something. But anyway, we got back to the car and I got a phone call from him. So I answer it, and where are you? But it's not him, it's Andy Sheldon, the police watch. You know, Rich, we've had a bit of an incident here. We'll get back to you in a minute, but we're just dealing with it. I'm like, all right, okay. And then John, the West Ham supporters, you know, the bold-headed guy, the husband and wife, he rings me. Of course, he goes, right, Richard, he's been hit by a horse. So me being me, I'm like, is the horse all right? He goes, this is very serious, Richard, very serious. I thought, oh, yeah. And we ended up in Crystal Palace. No, we didn't. Sorry, it was in Croydon, A&E. Oh my God! It was like a scene from The Walking Dead. Honestly, it was horrendous. There's doctors screaming, shouting. There's people screaming, shouting. Then in he comes, all wrapped up on a bed from an ambulance. Oh, Rich, you don't understand. The policeman pushed me. The horse hit me. This happened. That happened. And I just showed him the video. I said, mate, you just walked in the middle. So he's just an idiot. But those are the people that you take with you to West Ham that make the stories. And without people, you know, he's just a comedy of errors. He doesn't even know what he's doing half the time. So he's a comedy of errors. So yeah, it was that one funny story. Like I said, the one where we walked into UEFA, they really didn't know what had hit them when we just all walked in. That was good. So many to mention. Going into the Tesco's Express on the way to the game at Prague. And the Tesco's Express were like, I didn't know that like 10,000 people were going to come in and just rip the shop and clear it of beer and everything. So, and ice creams and lollies because it was bloody hot as well.
Only West Ham, eh? Only West Ham.
Yeah, that's it. Their stock control will be still scratching their head what to order the following week. So yeah, lots of good stories, lots of funny stories. But they were the ones that stood out really.
Oh, good stuff. Next up, have you sold your car?
Oh, to Lucas Paquetá?
Yeah, best chart of the season, mate.
Oh, yeah. And what I like about that one, I'm a massive Madness fan. And I didn't realise until about a week later that they'd taken the Madness song, haven't they, at the beginning? I don't know if you've heard that version as well. And they sing that through as well, you know, to Holden Hill, to sold it to a guy from Brazil and go, wow, just brilliant. Yeah, some of the chants, like you said, at Leicester, you know, say hello to Millwall. They didn't like that and everything. Like that. Sarah. The 10 years, you know, I know it's tongue in cheek, but the 10 more years with Declan Rice, you know, when it was, and you could see in his face, he thought he didn't know how to react to it half the time. And again, all the songs, it was like someone had put a playlist in Prague of all the songs that needed to be sung. And you know, Bowen down the front leading the chant of Bowen's on fire was just unbelievable. So yeah, Paquetá, I think, is my favourite at the moment.
There's just so many to choose from, and whether it's from the Kurt Zuma's Magic, which now next season we can go back to the original, and when we win the Europa League we'll sing this song, right? So we can go back to the original of that one. It took about 3 months for everybody to realise, right, we've got to sing conference now, not Europa, because half are going conference, half are going Europa. It didn't really work, but people started to get the hang of it a bit. But there's been so many good ones, and of course there's the normal ones. Then there's the ones that have sort of appeared for specific games. The Craig Dawson, I'm a huge Craig Dawson fan. That one, you know, what that sounded like, it was at Silkeborg, I think it was. Singing that for so long.
And then there's the one that I said to you earlier on. Now this wasn't one I joined in, but I was saying to Jake earlier on. We were over in, it was either Viborg or Silkeborg, and they brought Cornet on. And there was about 200, 300 West Ham fans started singing, "We thought you were dead, we thought you were dead, Maxwell Cornet, we thought you were dead." And I just thought, did they just say what I think they said? But it was funny. And that's the bit I get, you know, and I know you can put connotation to it, but just absolute quality. Who thinks of this stuff and everything like that? It's just unbelievable. So yeah, that one was quite funny. And he just trotted on. I think he's still in Prague celebrating like he won the game himself, because he was at the front of everything, wasn't he? So fair play to him. So fair play.
No, there's loads, from Bowen's on fire to say hello to Millwall's Ballon Dawson says there. You know, there's just so many, and they keep coming back. And I think one that sort of sent the shivers up and down my spine was when when the Declan Rice song was first sang for the first time at Bournemouth. It sort of symbolised quite a significant moment because he'd scored, I think, and then we started singing it just before half time, and we went down into the concourse, and it really started to gain some traction. And then pretty much the whole second half we sang it, and a couple of times he had a couple of sort of looks over. And you're right, throughout the sort of month period we sung it for, he didn't know how to react. He was singing at some stages at the trophy parade. He didn't know what to do at Leicester away. At Bournemouth away, he sort of shrugged it off a little bit. But overall, just singing that for so long, and over in Prague in a stadium as well, there's that video from BT Sport just behind him where he's videoing it and going, wow, it's just it was special, that song.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was special and everything like that. So, and you'll have those memories for the rest of your life and be able to, transmit. And that's why I hope, we're here in Man City today. I know we're not going to do a lot about Rice, but Man City today, I do hope they come in, because I wasn't too bothered about, within reason, where he went. And I actually bumped into his dad, didn't even know it was his dad at Brentford, and said he can go wherever he wants. And, he can go Chelsea, he can go Tottenham. Obviously I didn't want him to go there, but he was like, he ain't going Chelsea. I said, Arsenal. And he kind of smirked. I think the way Arsenal are behaving now, I don't want Declan to damage, what we love about him. I just hope he goes, right, I want to win stuff. Man City, I'm going there and everything. Yeah. Just do it and everything. So, but anyway, I hope so.
That's it. Jamie Vardy, your wife is a grass, was another one that made me choke, because that really rolled him up. That really, really rolled him up. Cockney Boys on a bender is always a good one as well. I mean, to be fair, when we used to go to Man United, there was plenty to choose from. You could have gone Greenwood, Ronaldo at one point. There was another one as well. But plenty to choose from. I like that song. I do like that one as well. The Dolly Birds flag as well. That's got to be another good moment as well. That was brilliant seeing that over in Prague as well. Right, we'll move on to the last one before we wrap things up. Best limbs of the season. Now, I'm sure you'll mention a European one in here, or not.
I'll go with a lot of lads to the European ones. In the Prague final, when Bowen scored the goal, I did pick Harry Hamilton up and throw him without realising I'd done it until he told me the next morning he had scars down him. There's quite a lot. Villa actually was
Villa.
We were so bad that when they scored, we went absolutely
it was good,
nuts. I'm trying to think. Fulham was pretty. Fulham's always good. Fulham, it's just so. I think all the lads just go on it, don't they, from early in the morning, get on the boat and travel up and everything like that. Yeah. And go and everything like that. But we lost to Chelsea away 2-1, I think it was. But when we scored, was pretty impressive. Yeah, that was pretty mental as well. So you do some stupid things when we score goals, don't you? You do some silly stuff. So, but those were the ones I would say.
Yeah, Villa was decent. Southampton as well, when Rice scored that goal, when he sort of like bended it into that corner, that was quite good as well. We always seem to have some good limbs at Southampton. I mean, I can remember last season when we got knocked out in the cup, Antonio scored a tap in front of us, and that was quite good on that Wednesday night. That was quite good as well. So Southampton away, and it's on the credits as well. I'll roll it for 2 seconds, but it was pretty decent limbs there, and I mean, we haven't had too many opportunities to go ballistic this season, but when we have, I mean, can Leicester away jumping up and downs count as limbs? I don't know.
Does for me and everything like that. So Leeds is always another one. Leeds always seems quite interesting. I know we'll play them next year. Not this year. Last year was definitely because we scored with 15, 20 minutes Antonio, and they've been going on to us. Antonio never scores against us. So when he scored, we went mad. But it was 2-2, I think, this year. So that was pretty good as well, and everything like that. God, we don't have to put up with them anymore. My God, outside the McDonald's at Leeds. Oh my God, dearie me. So So, but some good times. Good times.
Wow. Well, ahead of next season, Rich, I'm going to have to go on Amazon. I'm going to have to type in Carlos Tevez mask, and I'm going to get you one as well, ready for Sheffield United away.
Got to be done, and it's Sheffield United. That was brilliant when we played them last time, because it was the right handball. The handball. So we've all piled down, and some people have spilled onto the pitch and everything. We're going nuts, but fair play to Sheffield United. Obviously, we got back in, calmed down. They ruled it off. Then Sheffield United are going nuts the other way as well. So so that wouldn't be ruled off now by any stretch of the imagination. No. But Sheffield. I don't know what it is, but I was born in Sheffield, so I should know that the Northerners are nuts. and everything like that, and mad and everything like that. So they do drink 10 pints. They do go down the pub. So I can speak for them and everything. It's probably where I get my drinking habits from. I'm a northerner. A northerner living down south.
No, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Carlos Tevez masks on order, ready for next season. Hopefully, at the very least, 3 European away days. Will you be tempted if there's a few to go? Do you reckon there'll be a few that just go out there anyway to the one we're banned in? You're violently nodding your head.
Yeah, oh yes, we'll still be going over there. I've just got to convince the wife that I've got a ticket. Just say to her, no, we're not banned, really, honestly, and everything like that. So
rumours.
Your rumours and everything. See if we can maybe get in the home end, but like I say, don't want to cause any trouble, don't want to cause any problems. So probably just go over there for the atmosphere and soak it up and everything, and make sure that the boys know that we're over there. Depends who we get. I just hope. Here we go. Never thought I'd say this. Hope we get someone absolutely awful that I don't want to go to, but I know it'll be. Whoever, a big Italian team, or one that you'd really want to go to, that'll be just so frustrating. Yeah. But those are your choices, isn't it? So those are your choices.
Well, the perfect scenario will be a decent one. We can get, there'll be an Ironworks Tours thing, and we can get in there, and I reckon there'll still be 1,000 that'll go over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ironworks Tours definitely will do one over there, and that'll be good. That'll be the way to do it.
Exactly. Rich, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Just a couple more. I'll tell you what, this was a good one. On flags as well. I did like this one. Beer and gear, West Ham. All right. I did like that.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a mate of mine, Billy, who I've met from obviously the other lads and everything. And he's got. I love his flag. It's same old faces, different places. Yeah. And I love that because it's the same old faces, just different places. But yeah, beer and all the gear.
Yeah. Exactly. So definitely go out to the band game, and only West Ham would do that. Do you really think any other club fans would take a good few hundred over, maybe 1,000 over to a game that we can't even get into? Only West Ham. Any away game, I can guarantee see Dozzy get a photo. You're in photos everywhere, Dozzy. You get in everywhere.
Yeah, I'm normally on the bloody TV without realising it and everything. It's nice now I'm retired because I don't have to worry about HR going, we've seen you in this. Could you explain it, please? No, that wasn't me. That's my twin brother.
I do remember the one from Prague, but you managed to get on that Talk TV channel when they were outside and you were just like, West Ham, That was brilliant.
I didn't even think I'd be on that. I thought that's a foreign TV. I won't. Canning Town does give me quite a bit of grief for it, and rightly so.
Right, we will leave it there. Rich, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
No worries, thank you.
And we will see you next season. Now, of course, we can return to our safe topic. Declan Rice, where's he going to go? How much is it going to be? What are the add-ons? Are they achievable? We'll join you tomorrow for a lunchtime news show to discuss all of the latest Declan Rice revelations, of course, and everything else in there as well. A few new ones to go to next season, as I said, Dozzy. Luton away.
Yeah, looking forward to that. The washing line and walking through someone's back garden. Can't wait for that.
Exactly. And of course, who else is coming up? Burnley, the cricket club.
Burnley, that cricket club, I'd recommend anyone going out to that. That's always good, especially if it's first. I can't remember when we were playing Burnley. Shame it's not the first few games.
I think it's in November away.
Oh, disappointing. So they're normally playing cricket and we normally abuse them. So good day away.
All good. Yes, we will be joined by Cecil from AFTV on Sunday to discuss the Declan Rice saga. I think we can now officially call it. So that will be interesting. Of course, the video that went viral where Nicky really did stick it on that Arsenal bloke.
Fair play to Nicky for doing that as well. He stayed calm. My God Almighty.
He did. We see Nicky at away days, and to be fair, he could have completely lost his rag there. But from what that bloke was saying, I wouldn't have blamed Nicky if he stood up.
Yeah, put one on him.
Exactly. Yeah, because that was uncalled for. Did Luton? Oh yeah, of course we played in pre-season, didn't we? A few would have done that, but no, it will be good to get there. But Bournemouth next season again, opening day this season. Probably won't get a ticket, but we'll just come. That's an hour and a half. We'll be there.
It's like a day trip.
Isn't it? 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll be back by 6:30.
That's right. Yeah, brilliant. Love it.
From us, come on your irons, and we'll see you soon right here.
See you soon. All the best, boys.
Thank you very much. West Ham are massive. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.